Mario Kart has always been the game to bring people together, no matter who the group of people, or cause World War III due to someone getting obliterated by a damn blue shell. That is not an understatement though, because Mario Kart can truly be a battlefield. My point being is the random item element added since the kart racer's inception has made this a go-to party game and even led to a lot of super fun speedruns and birthed a small-ish competitive scene. From Mario Kart on the SNES to Mario Kart on the Nintendo Switch, the games have been nothing short of fantastic in the long 29 years they have hit the market. Even though so many of these titles are super polished, and yes, that even goes for Super Circuit, which, side note, is a very good game and everybody should play it. Despite that, each Mario Kart game being popular for one reason or another really makes each title stand out. Mario Kart Wii, though, has to be the one no one will ever stop talking about or playing. Mario Kart Wii has aged like a fine wine, because the standard game is super replayable to this day. Creative courses, a great character selection, and a lot of memorable music to boot. But of course, we aren't here to talk about the vanilla game. No. We already did that in a past episode. But here, we're going to discuss more mods for this game. So what if I told you that even though we already covered the giant mod pack that is called CTGPR, that there is yet another mod for the beloved Mario Kart Wii? It implements the lap counter from Formula 1 Racing. Yup. That's right, 50 laps on a single Mario Kart track.
And the mod is called
Formula Kart Wii! Formula Kart Wii has had a lot of time and care put into it to make it to what it is today. CLF78 and ISMI, two Italian MKWii modders, are the head developers behind Formula Kart Wii, and they've been at this particular project for a while. I happen to know both of them from racing in the weekly events held in the FKWii Discord, so recently I reached out to ISMI and asked him a handful of questions about the history of the mod. He got back to me with every question answered in a PDF file courtesy of both ISMI himself and CLF. The PDF file is in the description if you want to read it through. CLF said that Formula Kart Wii is a descendant of an earlier code pack he had put together, which made the CPU spam items on the track anytime they had the chance to. He mentioned the chaos that came from it had always entertained him, and in late March of 2020, he had an idea. What if I made this go on with random items for 100 laps? Soon after, he reached out to ISMI about it, who thought it was a great concept. CLF stated that he was starting to dip his toes into cheat codes at the time, but he put together the basics and the two ran a race with the build. According to CLF, the event was pretty uneventful, so he and ISMI agreed to reduce the lap count from 100 to 50, and that is how Formula Kart Wii started out.
Formula Kart Wii is great and all, and sure, I have sunk a lot of time playing this game due to the sheer amount of fun and replay value it has. But what if this was in Mario Kart 8? Okay, but for real though, CTGP and other mods for Mario Kart Wii, like the hide and seek mod, and basically any mod I see from Troy's channel, has always been super fun looking, and usually when I do play these mods, they surprisingly are fun. But FKWii has been one that I didn't know much about, and didn't know how much I needed in my life until Sporadic introduced it to me, like a goddamn. Just increasing the lap counter and adding an insane, fucking stupidly absurd item meta really makes everything in this mod feel more and more refined, despite the fact I will constantly get hit by triple items everywhere. Oh yeah, and blue shells. While sitting here and getting absolutely bombarded by blue shells, Sporadic asked the developers of FKWii some information in regards to this wonderful meta of items in the game that it offers. Here's what they had to say. Random items were intended since the very beginning to make the race less predictable, and in typical Mario Kart fashion, more luck-based and chaotic. Honestly, it's really nice seeing the fact this mod always allowed random items from the get-go, cause it really ramps up the gameplay. I mean, sure, this mod could work with standard items, but Isn't it so cool you can pull triple blue shells, triple stars, and even the coveted triple bullet bill? I was always laughing over the crazy ways I would get comboed by items, and it was never the same race every time. I played Moonview Highway countless times, and not every single race was the same. Some races I would dominate the competition, at least some of it, and it felt like a constant rush of adrenaline, shock dodges everywhere and bullet bills carrying the lead. And then there is getting completely wrecked by any item in the game, front, back, and in any direction you can think of. Yes, that includes diagonal. Also, I want to mention an item change amongst the many others that exist. The Thundercloud from the vanilla game. You know, the one that shrinks you if you don't bump the cloud into another racer and it ruins a good Grand Prix run. Yeah, that item is actually good now. I mean, instead of shrinking you, it grows you, basically giving you a free Mega Mushroom, just as long as you hold it. It also makes you grow 1.5 times the normal size, so it turns the item on its head, and I catch myself trying to bump into people who have the TC now. Also replacing the blooper comes a brand new item made by CLF and ISME. The Feather. Originally coming from Super Mario Kart, the Feather item lets you hop over many things. Items, parts of the track, other people, etc. In Formula Kart Wii, the way the Feather works is you bounce up in the air, similar to how you bounce on a mushroom from Mushroom Gorge. Between all the gameplay additions that have been there since the very start, to the ones that have been newly added, it goes to show how much fun and refined Formula Kart Wii has become. Even though, yes, there is so much more room to grow this mod into something way more in the future, as it stands now, this mod is borderline my new go-to way to play Mario Kart Wii.
Considering that Formula Kart Wii has been in development for longer than even I thought, I'm positive that there's been a lot of changes made over time. One major change, however, was the removal of a legitimate strategy that was done in-game often. You see, I'd been playing FKWii ever since late November of 2020. Back then, the version was Gamma 1.0. The current version as of the time of recording this is Gamma 1.6, and there was a feature in the game where you can copy any item you were holding if you picked up a golden mushroom lying on the ground. I asked ISME about this, and he answered that that method I mentioned earlier was, in fact, the result of a bug. He elaborated on it further, stating, around late July 2020, while we were testing some modifications to the all items can land code, I noticed that after collecting a golden mushroom on the ground and using one of the triple mushrooms I already had, I still had 3 mushrooms left instead of 2. Again, we immediately realized that this had huge strategic potential, as in its previous state to the ground golden was nothing more than a glorified mushroom. Gamma 1.6 brought a new way of pulling double and triple items via the actual item roulette, so the ground golden method was rendered obsolete and thus removed. Another huge update was the inclusion of ramp up mode. According to CLF, the original item for ramp up mode came from another developer named TZ. His code increased the player's speed across a standard 3-lap race. CLF continued on, stating, as soon as we saw it, we immediately realized it'd work extremely well with FKWii, adding one more twist to the racing and increasing the skill cap required to get a good result. Let me be the first to tell you, it definitely is a twist, and most people that play ramp up mode enjoy it so much they actually prefer it over classic mode. The game mode was released as a beta on the FKWii Discord on February the 25th, 2021, and after polishing it up some more, it saw an official release in Gamma 1.6 on August 2nd of the same year. Nonetheless, both Virtual and I finally have a way to depict how the people in our hometown drive.
So far, this video essay of sorts has gone through the history of Formula Kart Wii and some of the best aspects of the mod. And as fun as it is, what does the future of the mod hold? Will the lap count be changed? Will the item meta stay the same? Will I finally see the triple bullet bill? ISME spoke out on some of these changes and had this to say in regards to the questions I had just now. While some elements will most likely never be changed again, such as the lap count, the random items, and bullet bill, we still do have plans for more. For the short term, we are planning to make the feather item overall easier to use, but also increase the items that can be on the track. Just hearing that these things are staying the same makes me glad to see the core fun and chaotic aspect remain. I mean, some cool neat ideas to add on top of Formula Kart Wii would be able to give players the freedom to maybe alter the lap count from 50 to, I don't know, 75 or something like that. Or have full customization over which items that can be played, like all bullets, all golden shrooms. I mean, I know Ismay is keeping everything as is, but having these as side options just for pure stupidity seems like a neat idea. In terms of long-term development, they plan to add some new items, like the Boo being added into the item rotation, which if you don't know, the Boo lets you steal items. We don't know if they will find a neat way to alter the Boo item, but adding the fact you can steal someone's coveted triple bullet is funny to me. Oh my god. There will also be 2 brand new game modes. One of them will let you It seems I have spoken too much about these game modes, which I know so much about. Well, now that I'm kind of stuck in the void here for speaking about some redacted content, I guess I'll, find my way out of here and let Sporadic talk about the online. So, take it away, buddy.
Like I said before, I discovered FK Wii, joined the Discord for it, and started playing online around the tail end of November of 2020. I'd like to think I have quite a selection of moments and stories from my times on the online track. From the time when 10 of us started the joke with blue shells shouting, "Another one!" when we launched, well, another one, to the times where we would identify the clowns of the race, the persons with stupidly good item luck, to raising all kinds of hell for everyone else on the track. I'll be the first to admit this. Most of the time, I do terribly. It is no secret that my item luck is bad. I digress. I have had, and still do, have a lot of fun online with a lot of people, ranging from the regular faces who show up to the official events to those who only pop in on occasion. One of the reasons I like Formula Kart Wii so much is because with a race running 50 laps, it gives you time to be able to shoot the shit with anyone else in the race who's in call. That's how I catch up with the regulars when they show up. They know who they are. Shout out to them. We joke around, we tell stories, we laugh our asses off at the insane shit that can happen. We might trade a barb or two, spot the clowns of each race, like I said before, chant "another one" whenever a blue shell is thrown. Did I say that earlier? Whatever, it happens often. You just can't do that with a normal 3-lap race when you blink twice and all of a sudden, finish!
Whew, okay, so Mario Kart having this crazy mod community between CTGP and Formula Kart Wii, and seeing so many content creators and developers come together for this game is so awesome. And in this small interview, some special shoutouts were made and will be on screen, so if you see yourself, thanks for being a part of this mod, and thanks for just existing. Now, sure, I have gotten into Mario Kart Wii modding only about a year ago, but I already feel so invested in this community, whether it's watching Formula Kart Wii races and tourneys, to talking about the crazy shenanigans Sporadic has gotten into on the mod, and even learning about the development process itself. This script and video were a learning experience for me, like the CTGP video, and I do intend to play a lot more FK Wii from time to time, and I want to talk about it all with you and show you my experience. And before we go ahead and close this video, I want to go ahead and let Sporadic say something before we head out into the next Mario Kart game.
I'd like to give a huge shout out to CLF78 and Isme for taking the time to answer the questions I had for them. Thank you guys, and I'll see the two of you sometime in the near future on the track.
With all this said, thank you to the creators and developers of Formula Kart Wii, and to all who helped me get into it. I will catch all of you in the next video though, since we have a pretty big episode next month on a certain 64 game. Anyways, before I get into that and redacting more content that I can't talk about, I want to go ahead and remind you that I will catch you in the next one, and for you to stay hydrated.